Okay, so now we go to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. This takes place 1 year after the events of the previous film, and it's obvious that Julie is still coping with what happened the year before. So what's the story? The story is 1 year after the events of the first film, Julie and her new friends, they go on this vacation to the Bahamas where the murders start up again. Old Ben Willis is back, and it all leads to a twist that is We'll get to it. So, first and foremost, the retconning. Yes, because the end of the last film, as I mentioned, it ends in a pretty definitive way. Ben Willis jumps through the window and attacks her, and you think, oh, she's dead. But no, that's retconned in this, because apparently Julie is having bad dreams where Ben Willis tries to kill her. We're shown this, well, at the end of the last film, at the beginning of this film, she's in a confessional, and it's Ben Willis on the other side going to kill her. It's all dreams. So, watching it this time, I've always said that this one was my favorite over the first one. And while I do kind of enjoy some of the characters better, and a little bit more of this was more fun, I think is the word. I do get why some people hate on this film. The way they go about things is so convoluted. So Ray shows up to take Julie back to home for their 4th of July festival thing, like in the previous film. Julie says she doesn't want to go because she's still not over what happened the year before, which is understandable. Ray gets all pissed and says, well, I have a job, I can't stay here with you, so he leaves, and they have a fit. Well, then they win this contest to the Bahamas, and so she calls Ray, and Ray blows up at her saying, oh, you can't come back with me, but you can go to the Bahamas with your friends. And then his friend, played by John Hawkes, at the top and say, hey man, come on, go surprise her, I got some friends up there anyway, we can drive back, and you can go, you can surprise her. And somehow, some way, Ben Willis knows that he's driving on his way back there. Now, the twist reveals that he has a connection within the group. But he was surprising her, so no one would know that he was on his way to her. Yet Ben Willis is in the middle of the road, waiting for him to drive by. Kills John Hawkes, or Steve, whatever his name is, and tries to run over Ray. See how convoluted this is? Because he was going to end up going, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. They had to find a way for Ray to not be there. It's like they said, okay, we'll just have them have a fight. Oh, but then once the trip comes, they'll have a fight and he'll be away from them. Oh, but once the trip comes, she's gonna want to bring him on the trip. Well, we'll just have them get an argument and he's not gonna come. Oh, but then he's gonna want to come. We'll have Ben Willis attack him. It's very convoluted. It goes back and forth, and then Ben Willis is just there, out of nowhere. There's no way he would have known what road they're taking, that he was even going there. Doesn't make any sense. I understand this was a setup from the beginning, but there's no way he would know that Ray was even going back. Especially when we find out the twist and the connection, and that this person would have been told, hey, Ray's not coming, you come with us. I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense. And then once you get to the island, the story gets even more convoluted. Apparently, Ben Willis, his wife, and his 2 children used to live on the island. right? And one day, he was, I guess he was abusive to his wife, which makes sense. And she went missing, but there was blood all over the honeymoon suite. Yet they still claim she just went missing. He left, took the kids with him. They were gone. We know what happened to Susie. And we know what happened with Ben Willis, but we don't know what happened to the son. That's the twist. But there's this whole new backstory that's just thrown in here about this island. Right? And there's this character named Estes, who we're supposed to be weary of because he's doing voodoo on stuff. And then he attacks Will. That's one of the new characters in this. And we're made to believe that Estes is in league with Ben Willis, that he's the connection. But it doesn't really make any sense. When Ray gets to the hospital, the nurse tells the doctor, hey, he was saying that his friend was attacked, and that he was run down by Ben Willis in a BMW. And the doctor goes, well, doctor or cop, whatever, goes, well, there was no other vehicle, there was no other body, this guy's clearly out of his mind, or something like that. Just like, really? You're not even going to try to follow up on this. You're not going to, guy has a name, right? You're not going to try to follow up on the guy that he was with and figure, I'm just saying, they'll tell you he went with Ray. But then he leaves. And Ray goes on a mission to get to the island because he somehow knows what exact island they went to, because all she said was, we got a trip to the Bahamas. She never said what the name of the island was, yet he knew exactly which island it was. How the hell does that happen? And okay, so let's do the twist right here. So they win. The radio station calls them, and they offers them the chance to win a trip to the Bahamas. What is the capital of Brazil? They say Rio de Janeiro, and they win. But you geography buffs were probably sitting in the audience going, wait, that's not the capital of Brazil, it's Brasilia. And that's revealed in the end when Estes goes, Brasilia is the capital of Brazil, not Rio de Janeiro. So it's a setup. And it's revealed that Will Benson, get it? Will Benson? Ben's son. Will Benson, this college friend of hers that had to have, gotten to know her over the last year. So, Ben Willis survived the first film and then said, hey, instead of getting my revenge right now, I'm going to wait another year and I'm going to send my son undercover to befriend this Julie James, right? What if it didn't work? What, they showed some kind of romantic thing between Will and Julie. What if he actually fell in love with her and this all flew back in his face? I'm just saying, he had his son go undercover for almost a year, I assume, at this college. Other new characters are Carla, played by Brandy, and her boyfriend Ty, played by Mekhi Phifer. Ty dies, he's not really important. You got Jeffrey Combs in here, he dies. You got Jack Black in here, he dies. You got what's her name? From Dracula 2000 and The Master of Disguise. She dies. I don't remember her name. She's in Spin City for a while too, but she dies. Not very many, new characters live. Brandy does, and she just comes out of nowhere at the end like, hey, I'm still alive over here. Ray shows up. The twist is revealed. Ray shows up, and there's a scuffle, and Will is hooked by his own father, and then Julie shoots Ben into a grave, which was supposed to be for her. So, it's over, right? Cops are coming, helicopters, whatever, boats. Everything's going to be okay. We cut to a year later. Now Julie is happy, living with Ray. And shit's going to happen because Ray is preoccupied with his electric toothbrush, as you would call it, or battery-powered toothbrush. and he's not paying attention. Turns out Ben Willis is there and he kills her. Now, I would assume if they were going to make the sequel that they had planned, this would be another dream. It makes sense within the continuity of the story. But they did not make the sequel they were going to make. They were going to make a sequel continuing with these characters, but it took so long and there was so much developmental hell that they scrapped it and gave us I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, which has nothing to do with these, really. So are we led to believe that Julie is dead? And possibly Ray, because I'm assuming that eventually Ray heard it and went to find out what's going on, and he got attacked too? I don't know. It's very confusing. This whole movie is very confusing. It's confusing. I will admit, though, with the music and the feel of it, I think it's a little more, and some of the characters in it, I think it's a little more enjoyable than the first, but I wouldn't say it's better. In fact, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10, just like the first one. It's enjoyable. I think both of the first two are enjoyable compared to the third one, but it's just when you try to put logic into it, this doesn't make any sense. Why would Ben Willis... Why wouldn't he just go after... Why does he have to wait an entire year? I understand... I don't even understand the first one why he waits an entire year. Why wait an entire fucking year to get your revenge when you can just show up and kill her right then? And he does it every time. Like, okay, so the first movie, he gets hit by a car. He waits an entire fucking year and starts hunting down Julie and her friends. He waits another entire fucking year to start hunting down her friends again. And then, by the context of the end of the film, he waits another entire fucking year to go after her again. Dude, just fucking kill her. You don't need to wait a year to do it. You are only ruining... You are... Oh, man. Okay, I gotta end this. It makes no sense, but it gets an 8 out of 10. Logic makes no sense, but it gets 8 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on I Still Know What You Did Last Summer? Let me know in the comments below. Should I like, share, and subscribe? Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.